Hey guys, it's Nemo, and welcome to another look at the dev blog for World of Warships. It's been really going off, I guess you could say, over the last number of days. There's been a lot happening. Some of it has sort of disappeared, so I wonder if it's all because it's preliminary, have they taken it down? But let's have a look what popped up for Monday the 20th. So this is yesterday. So we're going to get some changes to the North and Ice Islands, or Islands of Ice maps is how I know it. And Operation Dynamo is making a return, which is going to be really cool. So for any of you who don't know what Operation Dynamo is, it was the Dunkirk missions. And this time you can actually take tier 6 and 7 destroyers from multiple allied nations. You don't just have to play it as the British cruisers anymore. Now this is going to be 0.7.9, so the upcoming patch that's coming later this month is going to be 0.7.8. 0.7.9 will come probably at the end of September, and it will be with the release of the Royal Navy destroyers. So I'll be looking forward to that as a destroyer captain. So let's have a quick look through. What do we got? We've got on the north map, so the islands will be changing on the north. As you can see, the big island here, which is pretty much a radar island where Des Moines, Minotaur, Worcester, whatever can sit and guard both these two caps here. It's now going to be split in half, as you can see, or split into three. So it's got a little channel in there now, and then the D cap, which no one should ever have gone to because it takes you so far out of the battle, is now going to be reworked as well. The islands are a bit smaller, there's more cover over there, so they've just made that cap now, the D cap over there, more enticing to go to and further away from the rest of the battle. So now you're going to have to decide, do you want A, B, C, or do you want B, C, D? You know, how are you going to play this sort of map now? Yeah, I would have just left it how it was. I liked it how it was, especially with that middle cap here, you know, the B, or when you play Northern Lights, it's the C cap because you've got the A cap here, B cap here, C, D. I think that the map was good how it was. It made you think about, well, I'm not going to waste a whole group squadron of ships down here on the D cap. I need to capture A, B, and C, you know, and now it's more open. They want to make it free so people can get around, so you can get back to the battle quicker. Well, if you don't do silly things in the first place, then you can definitely get back to the battle quicker. Well, that's my opinion. Anyway, Islands of Ice. It's been reworked. It's now been switched 90 degrees, so your starting positions are in the north and the south instead of the east and the west. And the islands have been changed now. The map has been decreased in size to 42 by 42 kilometers. And they did this so that people who are flanking, so going over to, what's this, usually the A cap, which usually took you out of the battle because of these two islands, now allows you to get back into the battle quicker. But the whole map has been totally reworked, so it's entirely different. This mountain chain here reminds me a lot of Mountain Range, and also the new Tears of the Desert. You know, they've got something with putting these little mountain ranges in on the maps, and yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think you need to leave well enough alone. I think the Islands of Ice map was good. It made you think about, oh, I'm not going to throw a whole heap of ships up to A, because if I do, I'm going to take myself, as they say, out of the battle. I think instead of reworking these maps to totally different, as with Islands of Ice here, just make some more. Make some more. The public, the gaming community is crying out for more maps. A lot of these high tier maps are getting stale, and the reason they're getting stale is because we have Clan Wars, tier 10, and then all of a sudden you've got ranked battles, tier 8 and tier 10, which play on the same maps, and then you've got Clan Wars at tier 10 again, and then now you've got tier 8 and tier 10 ranked battles coming back, which are all the same maps. So if you don't want people to whinge about the maps, make some more maps. So those are the changes for those maps. and Operation Dynamo coming back. So this is going to come back in conjunction with the release of the Royal Navy destroyers. So as you can see, Tier 6 to Tier 7 destroyers can be used, and you can use the Premium Cossack. I wonder if you can use the Gallant, because the Gallant is a Premium Royal Navy Tier 6 destroyer. So you can use English, French, Polish, Russian, and United States destroyers. So Allied destroyers pretty much. So Polish would be good for anyone who owns the Bliskovica. Then they can use that in this battle as well, this operation. So operation, that'll be awesome. That'll be another operation for my clan and I. We are going to be running a segment called Ships and Gigs once a week, just for blow off some steam for the fellas. As you know, because World of Warships can be extremely stressful, so we have a bit of a light-hearted day for everyone, or evening, and this will be another one that we can try and play. That'll be good. The only thing is, though, is that we can't do variations. It's all got to be destroyers. It can only really be destroyers. So the minefield mechanic has been changed. So now the minefield will still be displayed as the red field border, but you probably won't get the mine showing up. It'll just tell you that you're in the minefield. If you're going any faster than quarter speed, you'll receive damage. So instead of the mine, when you went through the minefield last time, what happened was that you would see an indicator pop up, and it was like one of those little sea mines, and the next minute, bang, and you'd blow up, because you hit the mine. And so they're going to take that away, so you can actually go through the minefield at quarter speed without a minesweeper, stealing a metal ship. So a metal hulled ship would still attract mines, even at quarter speed. Okay, but I'm not the dev, so I don't like that change. I think you're going to have a minefield, make the mines act realistic, not this damage over more than quarter speed. I think that's just, yeah. Anyway, all stars for the previous operation completion will be reset. So if you got 5, I managed to get 5 stars in Operation Dynamo. It will be reset, so you get to do the operation again and get the stars again and get all the rewards again. So whatever that is, could be premium time, it could be flags, whatever. Local weather. So they've tried anyone who's played the Operation Hermes and enjoyed the Thunderstorm, they're going to be bringing that to some of the random battle maps, which will be really, really cool to see how that goes. So they're going to be tested on Thunderstorm, will be tested on North in Domination, Land of Fire in Domination, and Islands of Ice in Epicenter. Now remember, this isn't now. I should probably whack a work in progress stamp up on the corner. This is for 0.7.9. So this won't be the next patch coming out, it'll be the patch after, so the end of September's patch. The Thunderstorm is displayed as a grey circle on the minimap. For those of you who have played Hermes, you'll know what it's all about. You'll know that the visibility goes down, you'll know that the spotting is harder, and your detection decreases significantly. So anyone who's playing a destroyer is going to have great detection rate. They're going to bring in a new game mode, Arms Race. Only Tier 9 and 10 ships are allowed to play it, no more than 12 players per team. Divisions are allowed as well, so I wonder if you'll be able to division with, so say 7 players in a division, like what you can do with the operations. You can whack your whole team full of your own clan mates or friends or whatever. So it's going to be available on 3 maps, Islands of Ice, Mountain Range and Warriors Park. Now the main feature of this mode is that there are special zones on the maps. Each one is timed. After a timer expires, the ship that enters the said zone receives a bonus. That bonus is active until the battle ends and can be one of 3 types: a visibility modifier, HP restoration, and gun or torpedo reload boost. Allies that are as close as 12 kilometers from the zone also receive the bonuses, but twice as low in number as the activating ship. So if you have, let's have a look at this little mini map here. If you have a zone, say it's over here, and your destroyer gets in there and your battleship is over here, you're more than 12 kilometers away, you won't receive the bonus that the other ships close to this destroyer would. So the battle ends the same way. Team ends 1,000 points or all ships are destroyed. And then at the end, yep, so let's note that all the information is preliminary. So knowing wargaming, everything I've just told you now might not be relevant in a couple of months. So that's one. We've got a couple down here. Let's go and have a look at what's coming up in 0.7.9 as well. So this is September. So the Royal Navy competition, Port, London and Arsenal. So London's going to be getting a bit of a shake-up, sort of like what New York did, and throughout 0.7.8, which is coming up. St. Petersburg is going to get a couple of new additions like fireworks and things like that because of the celebration and anniversary of World of Warships. So the 3rd year anniversary it is. So in 0.7.8 it'll be getting a bit of a do-up just for that. So everything again is preliminary. So this is going to be coinciding with the Royal Navy destroyers. So during the competition, so this will be like the Go Navy events, those sorts of things for the US cruisers. Each update will have 4 rounds. Each round equal a new week and has 4 stages. Each stage has 5 to 7 tasks. There is a corresponding reward like in-game stuff, guineas and sovereigns. So guineas and sovereigns are a new currency that'll be coming out for the Royal Navy event. It's only going to last for the Royal Navy event. It'll be like the Go Navy tokens that you can get. It's that sort of thing. So then you can spend them up in the arsenal. You can be doing all tasks simultaneously, however getting across to the next stage is only possible after completing a certain number of tasks in the previous one. So it's almost going to be like the campaigns where you get a certain amount of stars to progress to the next stage of the campaigns. It's going to be that type of progression. There's no limit to how many tasks you can be doing at the same time unless stated otherwise. All stages are available for completion until the end of the tour. So the end of the tour will be 0.7.11. So that will be patch for November, I believe. After completing all stages, access to the Hall of Fame is unlocked, where players compete for being the absolute best. Update of London Port is timed to the British destroyer's release, so it looks like it's not as dreary. It's actually looking very summery, isn't it? Or autumn for England. The port's actually usually in snow. It has a winter theme. So the new temporary category Royal Navy and the currencies, sovereigns and guineas are added to the game. There are 2 Royal Navy containers, standard and premium. All that can be found in the containers: signals, consumables, camouflages, sovereigns, and a chance to get one of the British destroyers in early access: Acasta, Icarus, Jervis and Lightning. So tier 5 to tier 8. So it's almost like the missions to get those tier 5 to tier 8 French battleships before they were actually released, which is strange because this is going to coincide with the release of the destroyers. So there's going to be top players, or not even top players, but players who have played for a long time who are going to have a lot of free XP and just want to get straight to the daring, and let's free XP through my whole Royal Navy line and I've got my daring. So others, guys who play on free accounts, who don't have premium accounts or anything, and you grind like normal people, grind all the way up through your ships, that might be a good chance to have a bit of a jump point to the next tier or the higher tiers. So these are what your containers will look like, your special ones. So that's your standard and this is your premium. Now sovereigns can be spent on the new camouflage. Signals, Bert Dunkirk Commander. So for those of you who did complete the Operation Dynamo when it was previously out, you were rewarded with Jack Dunkirk. Now I have Jack Dunkirk. He's my Minotaur captain. He's a very handy Minotaur captain, especially with his consumable boost, allowing consumables to retime a lot faster and be used a lot faster. He'd make a very good destroyer captain. Now I think he was brought out to be a destroyer captain. He came out at the same time, Operation Dynamo, the Gallant, Jack Dunkirk. was all destroyers, so he'd be a very good destroyer captain. You can get premium warships, Warspite and Gallant, so I'd like to get the Warspite. I don't have it. I'm not going to buy it though, because I don't play battleships much, and I've got the Gallant. And you can get a permanent special camouflage for the Gallant. So players can spend guineas on discounts of premium destroyer Cossack in tier 8. The amount of discount depends on gaming activity. So again, it's all preliminary. Now gaming activity is how much you play. Do you play the game a lot? Do you not play the game much at all? You know, so those two things. So there's two upcoming things in 0.7.9. So remember, this is not going to be the patch coming up. This is going to be the September patch. It looks interesting. I'm glad that I like these events. The only thing I don't like about events is that they make them for certain ships where, you know, it might be tier 5 to tier 10, and the same thing with their grinding for free ships. You know, you've got your marathons that they do. It used to be tier 4 to tier 10. Now I think tier 4 is better, because then it stops players who aren't comfortable in playing higher tiers from moving up the tiers. They can play in tier 4. If, for those of you who don't know, tier 4 has protected matchmaking, so you will only play tier 3 or tier 4 in a battle, or tier 4 and tier 5 in a battle. And I think it's a good thing for people who of lower skill, or people who don't want to move up to the high tiers. Tier 8, 9 and 10 can be very expensive. This is a free to play game after all, and when you do play it free with no premium account or anything like that, it can get quite expensive. So if you can win your ships in lower tiers, I think that's, you know, something that you should be able to do. I guess the flip side of that is that when they're running Indianapolis, for example, the Indianapolis Marathon, if we give out a tier 7 premium ship to someone who's only going to play tier 4 and doesn't want to progress, then their skill base isn't going to be up to that anyway. But I don't know. I don't know what they do. Anyway guys, that's a little bit of information on stuff that's upcoming throughout the year. Remember, again, work in progress. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you next time.